New York Giants fans, what is going on? You are watching New York Giants Now by Chat Sports, and we are just days away from seeing our New York Giants back on the field. And in week 1, they will be hosting the Denver Broncos. Teddy Bridgewater, he will be getting his first start with the Denver Broncos. And disrespectfully, the Giants are coming in as 3-point dogs. The over-under is 42, and I am expecting this Giants team not only to win, but cover. And later in this video, I have a great deal for you guys, so stick around. But before we get too much further into the show, go down in the comments, get active, predict the score for me. The Giants, they will be hosting the Denver Broncos. Go down in the comments, predict the score. I will be down there interacting with you guys, so go down, get your votes in, and predict the score. My keys to victory, I have 5, and we will be going through them throughout the show. And the first one, the most important one, if the Giants want to win, they need to protect Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones has been sacked way too many times during his first 2 seasons in the NFL. And this New York Giants offensive line, they are up for early test against the Denver Broncos. They have 2 great pass rushers in Bradley Chubb and Von Miller. Von Miller, one of the best edge rushers in NFL history. Joe Judge, he sung the praises of Von Miller all week during meetings and interviews. He called him a unicorn. Von Miller is a guy that you're not going to contain him. You only hope to control him a little bit. And I think a key to the game is to keep him out of the backfield, and that's what this projected New York Giants offensive line is going to look like and is going to be held to do. Left to right, Andrew Thomas at left tackle, Shane Lemieux at left guard, Nick Gates at center, Will Hernandez at right guard, Nate Solder, a surprise at right tackle. The Giants, they released an unofficial, but official depth chart earlier this week, and Nate Solder was the starting right tackle over Matt Peart. A pretty interesting development. Matt Peart, the former third round pick in the 2020 NFL draft out of UConn. Anytime a third round pick is not starting in year 2, it's pretty troubling, and that's what the situation is with Matt Peart. I expect Peart, Bredesen, and Billy Price to all get reps during this game. The Giants, they've always, since Joe Judge has been there, they've rolled with the best 5 guys will play, and if you're struggling, he's going to take you out. And if this Giants team wants to win, they need to avoid third and long situations, because a third and long situation is a known passing down. And when this Denver Broncos team with a great secondary knows that you're going to pass, and a difficult and just amazing pass rush that they have in Von Miller and Bradley Chubb, when they know that it is a passing down, they are going to pin their ears back and get after Daniel Jones and this Giants offensive line. Speaking of the Giants offensive line, it has been the talking point of New York Giants football for a couple years now. Dave Gettleman, when he got hired as the GM of the New York Giants, he said he was going to fix the O-line. He said he was going to get the hog mollies in here, and he just hasn't done that yet. So for me, I'm going to go down and type my N for no, but go down, weigh in, get your votes in the comments. Do you believe in this Giants offensive line? If you do, go down and type your Y's for yes, and if you don't like me, go down and type your N for no. My second key to the game is you got to win the turnover battle. Daniel Jones, he has been a turnover machine since he has entered the NFL. The thing I have to say about Daniel Jones is his good is already good enough. He doesn't need to be any better. His bad is just really bad, and he needs to eliminate the bad plays. When you look at his stats through the first 2 years, the thing that pops off the screen to me is turnovers. 12 interceptions his rookie year, 10 interceptions his second year, and 18 fumbles. That is just unacceptable back in 2019. One thing I did like that he improved on from 2019 to 2020 is he cut down his fumble numbers by 7. And that's something that I am expecting him to do again this year. Get better with the ball in your hands when you get hit, and don't turn over the rock anytime you get sneezed on. But if this Giants team wants to win the turnover battle, they are also going to have to create turnovers. This Giants front 7 is better than it was last year, and when you got Patrick Graham calling up the defense, dialing up the defense, the blitzes, you always have faith that he is going to be able to get to the quarterback. But Teddy Bridgewater, he is a conservative type of quarterback, but he will turn the ball over. And when you get in those situations, this Giants defense needs to capitalize. So you got to force turnovers and win the turnover battle if you want to win this game. Key number 3, you gotta score touchdowns in the red zone. It's that simple. I mean, this Giants offense last year was ranked 31st when it comes to red zone touchdown percentage, which is just absolutely terrible. I mean, the good teams score touchdowns in the red zone. You gotta walk away with 7. You can't just be trotting out Graham Gano to kick field goal after field goal. You got to punch it in, and you got to be better in the red zone than you were last year. I mean, look at the lower third right here. The New York Giants, they ranked 31st in red zone TD percentage. They only scored touchdowns 46% of the time. And as a New York Giants diehard, that is just embarrassing. With Saquon Barkley back this year, I expect this to be a much higher percentage. And then when you sign guys like Kenny Golladay and Kyle Rudolph, a guy that I think is going to be a big piece for this New York Giants offense in the red zone, you got to be better, and you can only go up because the only team ranked worst in red zone TD percentage last year were those bums, the New York Jets. But guys, the NFL season is here. I'm excited. But the rule here at Chat Sports, we have a bunch of different channels. We pretty much have a channel for every single NFL team. The more subscribers you have, the more videos you get to do. So if we want more videos like this, season or game previews, as well as game recaps, the latest news and rumors, videos around the latest news and rumors, we need to get our subscriber count up. Guys, it's simple. More subscribers equals more videos. So if you want more videos on your beloved New York Giants, go down and hit that big red button. The Giants injury report, something that everybody has been talking about throughout the offseason, leading up to the preseason, and now with the NFL Week 1 around the corner, the Giants' injuries are once again a talking point. Saquon Barkley, the number one talking point when it comes to Giants injuries. He is coming back from a torn ACL, and nobody knows if he's going to play. Jason Garrett today said that he was 100% healthy. I don't buy into that, and I don't think that's true. I'm sure Joe Judge wasn't too happy about hearing that. But I do expect Saquon Barkley to play, but I do think he will be on a pitch count. I would suspect maybe he plays 50% of the snaps. Quickly, Kenny Golladay, he's still dealing with that hamstring injury that he suffered. Evan Ingram, he was the only New York Giant not to practice today. He's dealing with that calf injury. I think it's doubtful that he'll play in Week 1. Kadarius Toney, there's been a lot of question marks around him throughout the NFL offseason since he was drafted in the first round out of Florida. The graphic says he's dealing with a hamstring injury because that is what the New York Giants put out. But according to Art Stapleton, he is dealing with lingering COVID effects, which is extremely sad, and I'm hoping he gets better ASAP. But I do think he'll be out there. Adoree Jackson, he's dealing with that ankle injury he sustained back at joint practices with the New England Patriots a couple weeks ago in the preseason. And then even more injuries to talk about. Andrew Thomas, he's dealing with an ankle injury. He had off-season surgery, and he's already dealing with an ankle injury. A lackluster rookie year from Thomas, the 4th overall pick in the 2020 NFL Draft out of Georgia. I'm expecting big things from him this year, but he needs to get healthy. Danny Shelton, he's dealing with the neck. Kyle Rudolph, he's dealing with that foot injury that popped up when he underwent his physical with the New York Giants during NFL free agency. Caden Smith, he's dealing with the knee. And Josh Jackson, he is dealing with a calf injury. I am expecting all of these guys to play, but the injury report around the New York Giants is always something to pay attention to. And something more so to pay attention to is Saquon Barkley, the heartbeat of this team. Is he going to play this week? There hasn't been an official decision yet, but if you were Joe Judge, would you play Saquon Barkley this week? If you would, go down in the comments and type your P for play, or if you'd sit him, go down in the comments and type your S for sit. The Giants, they are entering Week 1 against Teddy Bridgewater and the Denver Broncos as 3-point underdogs. This is a bet that I will have my eyes all over, and I am going to bet not only for the Giants to cover, but for the Giants to win. And if you want to do so, I've got a great deal for you. Go to chatsports.com/bet. That is chatsports.com/bet. And if you want a 125% deposit bonus, you must use our code our code chat125 and our link chatsports.com/bet. So if you're like, you don't really know you don't know math, and you wonder, what does this even mean, Marshall? It means if you use our code chat125, you must use it. And if you use this link right here, chatsports.com/bet, and you apply the code, you will get a 125% deposit bonus. So if you deposit $100, you will get $125 in free play, meaning you will have $225 in your account to bet with all season long. So if you want to be like me and get in on the Giants money line, go to chatsports.com/bet, use the promo code chat125, and deposit $100 to get a 125% deposit bonus. Key number 4 for the Giants' victory. This front seven and this Giants defense, Patrick Graham, put pressure on Teddy Bridgewater. This is his first start with the Denver Broncos. And this Denver Broncos offensive line, it is not one of the best units in the NFL. And I'm expecting Patrick Graham to come up with a great defensive game plan. He's talked all week about the Denver Broncos. He's talked about their wide receiver core and about the run game and how the Giants defense is behind schedule when it comes to the run game. But I am expecting this Giants front seven to absolutely get after the Denver Broncos and Teddy Bridgewater. This is something that needs to happen if the Giants want to win. You need to put pressure on Teddy Bridgewater, make him uncomfortable, and make him get a little bit of happy feet back there. I'm sure he'll be nervous. It'll be his first start with the Denver Broncos, and I think this Giants team needs to get after Teddy Bridgewater if they want to win. My last key of the game, key number 5, bend but don't break when it comes to defense. Stop drives in the red zone. Don't let them score touchdowns, force them into field goals, and limit big plays. This Denver Broncos wide receiver core is absolutely loaded. They have weapons all over the field. Joe Judge and Patrick Graham have been talking about it all week long. Cortland Sutton, he's back from a knee injury, missed all of last season due to it. And Jerry Jeudy, I'm expecting him to be a breakout player in his second year in the NFL. Noah Fant, he's dealing with an injury right now, but I expect him to play. And KJ Hamler, another guy that I think is going to have a better season than he did last year. This Broncos wide receiver core is one of the best in the NFL. But this Giants secondary is also one of the best units in the NFL. And I think this Giants secondary is better than the Broncos wide receiver core, and I expect him to show that. Logan Ryan, Jabril Peppers, James Bradbury, Adoree Jackson. And this year we get to see Xavier McKinney play, the second-round draft pick out of Alabama. I'm expecting big things from him. I think Patrick Graham is going to run and trot out a lot of 3 safety packages. So expect for McKinney, Peppers, and Ryan to be on the field all at once. And this Giants secondary is one of the best in the NFL, and I think they will take advantage of this Broncos passing attack. I've given you my 5 keys to victory, but voice your opinion. Let me know. The thing about Chat Sports and New York Giants now, we are an interactive YouTube channel. We are nothing without you guys watching. So I want to hear what you guys have to say. I'm always in the comments. I'm always chatting it up and replying to people. So go down and let me know. What are your keys to victory for the Giants in Week 1 against the Denver Broncos? If you want to talk more New York Giants football, hit me up at Twitter, @MarshallGreen_. I'm born and bred a New York Giants fan. My brother, my dad, his dad is a New York Giants fan. It means something to be a New York Giants fan in our family. So if you want to hit me up, talk more New York Giants football, send me a DM, mention me, ask me any question you have. You could do so right there, @MarshallGreen_. Hit me up on Twitter.